Hello, good evening, viewers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Vic, and I'm back to slang hope because it's much needed in our communities. Today, I want to talk about why black men end up in prison. And I say end up instead of going to prison because I hear a lot of people talk about black men love jail, or some people love going to jail, or why they can't stay out of jail. And they start talking about choice. But the reality is that if you're not in that person's shoes, you don't understand what exactly was the circumstances of why a person got incarcerated. And then when you look at the totality of the situation and the hyper incarceration of black and brown bodies in contrast to white people that make majority of the population, there's obviously an underhanded system that is like designing things a certain way. I would like to talk about like Eddie Ellis real quick. And Eddie Ellis he was like the founder of the Center for New Leadership and Urban Solutions. And when he was in prison in Greenhaven, he was part of the Greenhaven think tank, and they did a research while he was in prison. And the research that they did determined that 85% of the people that were incarcerated in New York State were black and Latino. And not just that, 75% of the 85% of the people that were black and Latino that were incarcerated in New York State came from 7 neighborhoods in New York City. And those neighborhoods are Harlem, Lower East Side, Brownsville, East New York, Bed-Stuy, Southside Jamaica, Queens, and the South Bronx. Now, that's not a coincidence that out of all the people that were in state prison, 75% came from these 7 neighborhoods, and they happen to be black and Latino. So now another thing I want to highlight, when you live in communities that have high rates of poverty, high rates of unemployment, if they have high rates of homelessness, high rates of violence in the community, high rates of high school dropouts, all of these are ingredients to set people up for failure. And some people get up here in their YouTube channels, and not just here, like outside in society, and they just talk about certain things and they don't even have the knowledge to be speaking on certain things. But hey, that's the world that we living on today. And I just wanted to like kind of like uplift that our people, black people, are put in situations and in conditions that facilitates for them to go to prison. For example, I went to prison not because I was out there and I was in the gang, yes, but at the same time I wasn't stupid. I helped my mother out. I did good things in the community. I respected my elders. I did a lot of different things that's not going to be highlighted, but because I was part of a gang. And I went to prison because somebody threatened to do something to me. Somebody threatened to harm me, and I had to defend myself. I had to defend my family. I had to do what I felt I had to do in the situation that I was in. Oftentimes, people just can't move from the neighborhoods that they live in. Oftentimes, people be in the streets because they trying to feed their families, and they end up robbing people, or they end up doing things that they don't even mean to do half the time. But when you living in despair, you can't really tell a person much when you're living in despair and you're used to seeing violence, and you're used to seeing mischief in your community, and you're used to seeing people die, and you're used to seeing these type of behaviors. What else can you expect for that person to do that has been taught a certain way or has endured through a certain type of behavior? It's only but so much that this person has seen. It's just like when a person don't have no positive role models in their life, or nobody in their family been to college, or nobody in their family has tried to like guide them or could help them to go in a certain direction. We can't be sitting here just judging people and not even having a conversation that we never had a conversation with, that we never try to understand why they did what they did, but we just sitting up here because we want viewers, or we want likes, or we want to sound good. It's a certain way to uplift people. And I think a lot of people don't have the tools and don't know how. A lot of us have post-traumatic slave syndrome, or we suffering from historical trauma. A lot of stuff get communicated through our DNA, and a lot of our people is in denial of it. People don't want to know. People don't want to act as though something is wrong with them, and it's okay for something to be wrong with you. You have to acknowledge that in order to change that, in order to move in a different direction. And this is why I try to uplift, and I understand my people. I understand when somebody been to prison 5, 6 times. I understand it's hard. It's hard to kick certain things when you feel like you don't got hope. You know, when you don't have hope and you can't see nothing, you can't see past like how I'm gonna get food today, how I'm gonna pay the bills tomorrow. Like I'm getting paid this amount and everything else keep going up around us. Like we have to be able to listen and try to understand more. And I think we don't really do that very well. But I just wanted to uplift that. I just wanted to uplift that just because somebody been to prison doesn't mean there was a malicious person. Doesn't mean they like going to prison. Doesn't mean none of that. I don't know anybody who wakes up in the morning and say, I'm gonna leave my family today because I want to go to prison. Because I want to be showering with dudes. Because I want to get stripped by the guards. Because I want to spread my butt cheeks and lift my nutsack. Because I want to, I just don't understand. Like, I think if we was to really think about the shit that we say sometimes, we would really realize how stupid we sound, you know. So I just wanted to like uplift that, and I wanted to like say that there's always a reason why people do certain things, and I think we just have to be more open to trying to understand and listen. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, man, because I'm gonna be talking about some real shit. You know, I got some better topics coming up. But subscribe and leave a comment if you know you want to share your thoughts. Thank you.